225 Q&A practice test. Ready? Here we go. Mr. White, what is your job and assignment? I am an engineer paramedic for Orange County Fire Department. Where were you assigned? Right now I'm working in Orange, California, Station 10. Were you so employed and assigned on the evening of March 8th, 2010? Yes, sir. And as a firefighter paramedic, did you respond to 911 calls? Yes, sir. So that night at about 2:29 p.m., March 8th, 2010, were you sent to a house on Main Street in the town of Orange at 4205 Main Drive in Orange, Orange County? Yes, sir. And what kind of call was it? I believe it came out as a CPR, and so the medic engine and medic ambulance responded. So what is two separate vehicles? Yes. Which one were you on? I was on the ambulance. Okay, now when you got there, what did you see? It was a little dark, and I recall kind of getting pointed in the direction where she was, and then we just went right to work pretty much. Was there a man there that you recall? Yes. Okay, and I want to show you Exhibit 18. If you can turn around. I know it's kind of dark. We will turn on the lamp and rotate this. Do you know the person who is shown in that photo? Yes, sir. Was that the person who was there that day? Yes, sir. Was that known to be the husband of the patient? Yes, sir. Do you see that person here in the courtroom? Yes, sir. For the record, would you tell the jury where he is seated and describe an item of clothing that he's wearing? He's seated to my left. He's in like a dark gray suit. And if you remember, did the defendant say anything as to what he found or what was going on? I don't know about what he said. I just recall he was just very upset and kind of pointed that way. And by then I was already inside the chicken coop, and I believe my captain, the engine company, was, talking to him, trying to figure out what was going on. Do you recall if he said it was a heart attack or possible heart attack? If you recall. No, I don't recall. Okay, and was there a sort of shed, some sort of shed or something? Yeah, it was very hard to figure out what it was, but I do recall hearing it was a chicken coop, but it didn't look like a chicken coop. It looked like a place where they kept things. Is that where the subject was found? Yes. Okay, and let me put Exhibit 10 on the screen. Let me twist it around here, showing you Exhibit 10. Do you know what Exhibit 10 is? Yes. What is shown in the photo in Exhibit 10? Well, when we got there, that's pretty much just what it looked like, and I do recall the mountain, like that bike on top of her, which kind of concerned me a little bit, wondering how that was up on top of her. So pretty much what we did was we went to check her out and see if she was alive. So we put the EKG patches on the cardio patches on her to see if her heart was beating still. Let me stop you there. When you first got there, she looked like that, except there were no patches on her arms. Yes. Were you the first responders there? Yes, sir. Were there any sheriff deputies at the time you got there? I don't recall, but I want to say yes. They are there on scene with us or right before us, but you cannot recall if they were there right now. I can't say. I don't recall. Okay, so what's the first thing you did in terms of treating what is going on with her? The first thing I do is just see how long she's been down for. So I just touch her, see if she's still warm, and then I check the jaw to see if there's any signs of rigor. Was she warm or cold? She was cold, and that tells you what? That she's been down for a long time, and the chances of reviving her is getting very slim. You said you checked for rigor. Rigor. Is that rigor mortis? Rigor mortis, I'm sorry, sir. Yes. What is rigor mortis? Rigor mortis is when stiffening starts to set in for a period of time, when pretty much your body is not working, your heart's not beating anymore, so things are starting to settle. That's a sign the person is dead. Yes. And did you find rigor mortis? Yes, I did. Okay, did you then put what is the next thing you did? I tried to check as much as I can, so I checked for rigor mortis or lividity, which is pretty much venous points. So the blood starts to settle kind of where gravity is pulling you down, and then also just to make sure, I always put them on the cardiac monitor just to kind of confirm things before I stop. And did you pronounce her dead? Yes, sir. After she was pronounced dead, did more sheriff's units and personnel arrive? At the time, there was just one. Okay, and later on, did more of them show up? I don't recall. I know there's only like 2 sheriffs that are typically out in Orange, so I think it's just one at the time. Okay, do you recall when you left the scene? Yes. When was that? It was about like an hour or so later, because we were on scene for a little while longer when things started changing. Did you go to, there was a house there also, right? Yes, sir. Did you go to a door of the house? I did. Things started changing. The sheriff started getting more information without telling us. What anybody else told you? Yeah. Did you go to a part of the house? Yes, I did. What part? I went to the front door. I thought it was the front door. Did anything look strange at the front door? It looked like it was broken into. Okay, and did you then walk away? Yes, pretty much, yeah. Was there a time when the deputy had you and other firefighters stand off to the side so the shoe marks could be taken? Yes, sir. Did you do that? Yes, sir. All right, that will conclude our RPR 225 Q&A practice test.